Chad here with Purple Collar Life, and as you saw, the John Deere 2210 with the 210 front end loader cannot lift these full IBC totes of firewood. If you've watched the channel since through the winter time, you knew that I had to buy firewood. I had the IBC totes all ready for it. We filled the firewood into the totes and then discovered that the firewood was too green to burn this winter. So wasn't able to burn it this winter. Now it's sitting here in the totes. It's in front of the camper. I need to get the camper out to get it inspected and get it ready for camping this summer. And I can't move these out of the way. So I've got a couple possible solutions. Obviously, emptying them down to about this point is where I know that I can lift them. So I'd like to do that. But I also want to kind of have a method to the madness here. As long as I'm handling the wood again anyway, I want to pull out things that really should be split again. I'll put those in this tote. So then this tote, you know, hopefully halfway to 3/4 full, will be all wood that needs re-split. And the other two totes, hopefully also about 2/3 full, will be wood that's ready to burn next winter. And then at 2/3 full, I should be able to lift them and move them with the John Deere. Now, if you watch channels like Hometown Acres, Outdoors with the Morgans, In the Wood Yard, or Ohio Woodburner, you know the more times you handle firewood, the less efficient any firewood sales would be. But this firewood's not for sale. This is firewood that we're going to use here to burn in the wood stove. So even though it's a pain to handle it again, it's not like it's cutting into my profits. And when you see chunks like these that are this big, that's too big to put in the wood burner. It needs split again. So this gives me an opportunity to separate the wood that needs split. I'll put it in that bin. Anything else that's left in here should be good for next winter. That's a borderline one, but we're gonna go ahead and split it again. Now let's see how we did here. We got this one down to about 2/3. There are still some bigger pieces down at the bottom, but I didn't want to dig clear down to get to them. This one actually is pretty good. This is the one they refilled for me after I was shorted some firewood. If you haven't watched that video yet, it's called something like, Did I Get Ripped Off? My first time buying firewood. So those pieces all look pretty good. They're still green, but they're a nice size. And then this is where I threw all the bigger chunks. So now we've got 1, 2, 3 totes that are somewhere around 2/3 full. That middle one a little bit over, and that's a lot of really heavy oak, red oak. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to lift that, or even this one, because those are some big chunks in there that take up a lot of space. But we'll give it a test and see if we can lift any or all of these. So you can see I was able to lift them since I reduced the amount in the first two. This is quite a load. My back tire is just barely touching, especially without me on the seat as additional ballast. You can see it's quite the load on the front tire, which means it's a lot of load on the front axle. And you really want to be careful that you don't overload that front axle. So you always want to have proper ballast. You know, my tires are fully loaded. I've got the ballast box here on the back full of sand. So that really helps out. But you can see there is some flexibility in the tractor right now because of all that weight on the front. And what people don't realize is the back of the tractor is where your stability left and right is. If these back wheels would lift off the ground, the front axle is designed to flex side to side over terrain. So as soon as you've got a weight on the front that lifts the back off the ground, the tractor becomes completely unstable and it could tip forward, right or left. You don't know, just depending on the lean of the ground and the weight on the front. So you always have to be really careful. Make sure you have proper ballast for moving things, not only to preserve the front axle and the integrity of the front end of the tractor, but also for safety so that you wouldn't tip forward one way or the other. Now I want to get this load off the front end so it's not just sitting there. So I'm going to move this. We'll find somewhere to hide it so that Jennifer isn't looking at these totes of firewood all summer long. So you can see we're back here in the woods, kind of behind the shed. So this is a good spot for the firewood to sit during the winter time. I've got several other totes available I need to convert into firewood totes. I just need to find a good spot to put these. I know Jennifer doesn't like looking out any of the windows of the house into the beautiful nature we have around us and seeing these totes full of firewood. So, you know, we've got a lot of land here. It's just hard to get to some of it because of all the creeks and because it's pretty wet most of the spring. So I just need to find a good spot to put these that's out of our sight line, but somewhere that's convenient to get to. And this actually might be a pretty good area. There's an old logging road back here to my left-hand side, and that might even be a great place to have like a landing area for logs that need chainsaw cut to be bucked up and then split. So it might be a good kind of splitter station back there. So this is a good spot for now. I'm glad I got these out from in front of the camper so I can start getting ready for some camping this summer. You know, the little John Deere continues to impress me. I know this doesn't look like much firewood, but that's quite a bit of firewood. These are the 330-gallon IBC totes. So, you know, if you had the 275-gallon, I believe they end right here. And that's pretty close to being a full tote at 275 gallons if I had that size. So, you know, that's a good stack of firewood there. Glad to have it. It'll be good to let it season another summertime, and then it should be good for next winter. If you like videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up button. It really helps out the video, helps out our channel, and we really appreciate it. If you ever get a chance to share these videos with someone you think might enjoy them, that would help us out also. Just click that little share button. You can share by text message, email, and that really helps other people find our channel, and it helps our channel grow. So thank you so much for that. As you can see, it's getting to be pretty nice out now. We've got lots of outside work coming up with the tractor, the lawnmowers, the chainsaw. If you like videos like that and you're not already a subscriber, make sure you click that subscribe button and the bell beside it. We look forward to seeing you again the next time.